If you've never had the pleasure of talking to Will Stafford, you're missing out on life. Will is a guy that is just as approachable in public as anything. He will say hi to you. Even if you don't say hi to him, he might still say hi to you. But if you go up and say hi to him or talk to him, he will conversate with you. I had a chance to catch up with him a couple weeks ago to get to know the real Will Stafford. Not for me to know him because I know him better than most. I actually roomed with him, worked with him, and have had enough Will Stafford in my life to serve 5 lifetimes. But the rest of you may not know him like I do. So now you do. Will Stafford, Sports Buffet Podcast.
Talking to Will Stafford of WSCT, ABC 13, kind of the man behind the meteorology here. And he always enjoys talking to the Sports Buffet for some unknown reason. How'd you get your start? Let's go back to young William.
Well, first of all, where's the... I've always wondered why you call the show the Sports Buffet.
Because there's no actual buffet?
I know.
Oh.
I was, you told me, hey, let's talk. I was thinking it would be a buffet.
I offered you a soda, so I don't know what else I can do.
That's not a buffet.
The reason we call it the buffet is because
fridge.
Well, you could have something out of the fridge if you want it. But the reason we call it the buffet is we do multiple sports. Oh, okay. And by we, I mean me. Okay. And you know how we and me works. But anyway.
I do. And you were like the goat of the multiple sports.
Meaning I just graze on grass. But anyway, young William and his youth at Bedford, Virginia, Liberty High School.
Yep. I graduated in a year. We don't need to say what year I got. But my class reunion is coming up in September. And without giving too much away, it's my second class reunion that I've ever had. So that should tell you how long I've been out of high school now.
I've only had one.
Really?
Yeah, we've only had one so far.
And you're older than me.
I know.
Wow.
So anyway.
Okay, yeah. It's my 20th class reunion, Bob.
Back to outside of all that stuff, let's talk about young William and where he got his love for first let's go meteorology.
Okay. So growing up I was petrified of storms. Like, I don't know if you ever knew that about me, but yeah, I was petrified of storms growing up. It was bad, like real bad. And I was not afraid of the lightning per se, even though now I know that lightning is horrendously dangerous. I was scared of the thunder, and I honestly my parents took me to like counselors because it was, like I said, it was bad. I went to...
Were you like a dog that gets under the bed when it starts storming?
I didn't get under the bed, but I think it was the sudden loud noise that I didn't know when it was coming.
Because dogs get scared during thunderstorms,
yeah.
Right? Were you a dog, essentially?
I was very afraid of thunder. Like, horrendously afraid of thunder.
Not to do therapy here, but was there an issue?
I think it boiled down to I just didn't like... the sudden loud noise that I could not predict when it was coming, and I couldn't control it.
Did you know I'm also not a fan of thunderstorms?
Really? Oh.
In 1986, I was in New Orleans, Louisiana.
I wasn't alive in 1986.
I was. In 1986, we're in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the New Orleans Zoo, and a thunderstorm hits, and it's me, my dad, and a few other people from the association that my mom was with, the Human Resources Association, and we walk under this tree, and right as we walk under, I think lightning may have struck, but it was more of, I heard the kaboom, and obviously you can't hear lightning, you can hear thunder,
right? So
that petrified me for the rest of time.
Oh yeah, no, and I think that was, honestly, I think that was kind of similar. Mm-hmm. That's probably what happened. But one day, my fear turned to fascination. Okay. And I couldn't tell you, before you asked the next question, I don't know what caused that sudden switch. Couldn't tell you.
Did you look at clouds in a telescope or anything like that when you were a kid? I mean, did you have any
there was
love for weather?
After I turned the fear to fascination, and again, it happened just like that.
What age are we at this point?
Probably 8 or 9.
Okay.
To be fair, I would watch the weather guys on TV.
Right.
And
Cantori?
Oh yeah,
doing stuff then?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he was doing stuff then. No, he's been doing stuff forever.
Okay.
And I always thought, wow, that's a really cool job. and I actually might want to do that, but it would be very hard to do that when you are scared of thunderstorms. So maybe that was what turned me into the fascination, and it helped me get over my fear.
So when you actually graduated high school, they gave you a diploma.
Surprisingly.
Yes. Well, I think they just wanted to get rid of you.
Probably.
But then you go to college.
Yes.
Tell me kind of the study path.
So I went to CVCC for 3 years because the first year I was an idiot. Was totally not ready for college at all.
Okay.
I won't say what my GPA was when my first year at CVCC, but it was warranted of the 5-year plan at that point.
So at CVCC, you're basically just getting the gen eds out of the way.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
You're right.
So when you go to Lynchburg at that point.
Actually, here's something not a lot of people know. So Lynchburg was not, I applied to Lynchburg College. I applied to East Tennessee State. I applied to Elon, and I did not get into Elon. And I applied to Coastal Carolina. And I did all of this because Virginia did not have a meteorology school at the time. And I think the nearest one was in UNC Asheville, and I did not have the money to go to
So
UNC.
all these other places have meteorology?
No.
Okay.
No. UNC Asheville was the closest one.
Okay.
NC State also had a meteorology program as well, but all of these schools were very, very, very expensive.
Well, Coastal Carolina is farther away than UNC Asheville.
Yes,
Just want you to know that.
The price tag
I got you. Okay.
was cheaper.
Yes, okay.
At Coastal Carolina. So anyway, I could not afford to go to NC State or UNC Asheville. So I chose to go to Coastal Carolina because I wanted to go away. I wanted to get out because I'd been at CVCC for 3 years. During those 3 years, I was still living at home trying to save money. So I was like, I was ready to go. Now, during the 3 years that I was at CVCC, after the first year of me being an idiot, I met who is still a very close friend of mine today. Her name was Deanne. And Deanne actually taught me how to buckle down and actually be a good student, something that I had not known how to do before. And thanks to Deanne, my GPA by the time I finished at CVCC was a 3.0. I will say that. So I took me and my 3.0 GPA and I started looking at Coastal Carolina. And I went down there, and the day I went down there, they threw a 72-hour party at Coastal Carolina. And I thought to myself, this is great. And then I started thinking, if I stay here, my GPA is going to tank just like it did at CVCC. So at that point, I made the decision to go back to go to Lynchburg, and because I needed to be in a environment to where I was not going to be tempted to really screw myself over.
But and you're not a typical college student to where you're going to be that wild partier.
Correct. Yeah. But
you want to hang out with the wild partiers, but you're not going to participate in the party.
Correct.
Yes.
But anyway, so I made the decision to go to Lynchburg College based on that. And I lived at home for another 2 years during my time at LC, again, saving money. At LC, I did environmental science and communications because we didn't have a meteorology program in the state. My last year at Lynchburg College, Virginia Tech opened their meteorology program.
What's environmental science?
Basically earth science. It's all of the earths, all of the 5 earths. So you learn a little bit about astronomy, geology, oceanography, meteorology, and I think there's another one. But I can't remember.
We'll just call it those 4.
Yeah. And then I did comm as well. Mm-hmm. After my senior year at Lynchburg College, they decided, or Tech opened up a meteorology program. And I thought about transferring down there, but if I did that, I would have lost probably, 20, 30 credit hours, and I would have been out a whole lot of money. So
and that's almost a year for people who are not in the credit land.
Correct. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to ride it out, and we're going to see what happens. And so I graduated with a environmental science and comm degree from Lynchburg College in 2011.
If I'm not mistaken, because full disclosure, I actually worked at WSCT as a production assistant for a while. I believe you got the call on like a midday news, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So I always wanted to do weather because of what we've talked about earlier. When I graduated, I was the weather intern in 2011. The internship ended. I started applying to weather jobs. I got approximately 0 offers through that tape. So I needed a job. So I started waiting tables at Lido Pizza. While waiting tables at Lido Pizza, I got a call from a station in West Virginia that offered me weekend weather for the prime salary of $17,500 a year. I was making more waiting tables, so I turned that down.
Now I'm going to say something not to put you down, but the TV industry is super duper competitive too.
Yeah.
To get a job, so
Yes.
it's not like Will Stafford has to beat out one guy for for the job. He's got to beat out
Several.
a lot.
You got to be out
a lot more than one.
Yeah. So I was waiting tables one day, and Sean called me and said, "Hey, I'm at an AMS conference, which is the American Meteorological Society conference."
Sean Sublett.
Matt Ferguson had been diagnosed. He was the morning guy at the time. Mm-hmm. Lindsay Topassis was the weekend person at the time. Lindsay was filling in for Sean on evenings while he was at the AMS conference, and Matt was doing, obviously, mornings. And Matt came down with Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
Which can kill you.
Yep. Tick bite.
Yep.
So Matt was out, and they didn't want Lindsay to have to do the whole day. So somebody over there, I think it was Emmett Strode, the old assignment editor and assistant news director. Strode had the idea, well, hey, let's call the old weather intern. And I like to say it was between me and a cat.
Now
They could have expanded the Pet of the Week segment and just not have weather.
You were working at the station at that time,
No,
right?
no.
You weren't an editor?
No, I was waiting tables.
Okay.
Yeah. And they called me and asked if I could do it, and excuse my language, but come hell or high water, I was gonna find a way to get that
It's
done.
the internet. We let these things go. You beat out a cat, by the way.
And I came in and I did the midday show. And I'm fully aware that scenario of events, that circle of events, probably could not happen in today's world, because you have to be paid for services and stuff like that. And
you make it sound like you're such an old person in today's world, but that was probably 15 years at least.
About 14 years.
Okay,
but no, I say that because I know how lucky I am to have gotten that break, and I don't know if that break would occur today. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we've known each other for a long time. We did sports together and stuff like that, and I was thrilled that you got the. You
were on camera that day.
I was.
If I remember correctly, you were on camera that day.
I was, and I was thrilled because people that don't know this about Will Stafford, I'm going to spoil this surprise. Will Stafford's one of the most genuine and good people you will ever meet. If you look up a picture in the dictionary of, I want something good to happen to this person, Will Stafford's your guy. He can go on tangents, but he is a great person, and I'm really glad that happened for you. And essentially, that kind of parlayed into a career.
I'll give you your $5 later.
Okay, good. Thank you. It's 10, by the way.
It is a 10? Oh, inflation. Okay.
Yeah. It's a rough world we live in.
Tough times. No, I mean, that opportunity eventually led me to get the morning video editor job, which Bob then had to see me every day, Monday through Friday, at 3:30 in the morning.
It was rough for everybody.
And I mean, that's just a punishment that nobody wants, having to see me at 3:30 in the morning. And then I did that job for a year and a half, 2 years. And then Lindsay announced that she was leaving. And then I applied for it, and somehow Lynn Stevens, who was the news director at the time, said, "You know what? Let's give him a chance." And that was 13 years ago now.
And here we are.
Yeah.
This is called the Sports Buffet, so let's talk a little bit about your fandom of sports.
Okay.
Go ahead. Talk about your fandom.
What do you want to
Well,
know?
I mean, you're a hardcore Washington fan of most sports I know.
Yeah.
Football
Yep.
and baseball. Mm-hmm. You have been known to make a trip to Nats Park frequently.
You know, one of the benefits of working the weekends is you have Mondays and Tuesdays off. Generally, some people that work weekends have Thursdays and Fridays off. But point I'm trying to make, you get days during the week off, and that the games during the week are cheaper. And so I have been known to attend a few Nats games a year. I'll drive up there and go when the ticket prices are low.
Now, one other sports thing I can think of, and I know you did it with Kelsey Childress. I can't remember if you did it with anybody else. When the Commonwealth Games would come to the Hill City,
oh yeah,
y'all would have your little Commonwealth competition, I guess.
Well, that was her idea.
Okay.
But yeah, we would.
And I don't know Kelsey from Adam, or I guess Eve in this case, but Kelsey was a very good swimmer, who I believe went to Canisius.
Yeah, Kelsey was okay. I would like to point out that I also was on a swim team in my life. The difference was I was not on a Division I collegiate.
Yes,
swim
I would
team.
like to point out you are more a college athlete than I am.
Correct. So obviously Kelsey is going to win at everything. But no, I like to think I could swim better than the average person.
Did you win in the haunted house competition? Because I know, if I'm not mistaken, y'all also walked through some haunted
spooky
houses.
spots. Yeah, we did spooky spots.
I'll give you credit. You're up for almost anything that you get thrown to. And I know Kelsey's kind of been the Robin to your Batman, so to speak, or I guess maybe you can be.
Don't say that. You're gonna get emails.
Well, you can be Robin. She can be Batman.
That's how she would like to describe it.
But Batwoman, I guess. But anyway, you guys play off each other really well, I think.
Yeah, what you see with Kelsey on TV is exactly what she is in real life.
So anyway, you've got the Commonwealth competition. What all have y'all done? Did you do like badminton or tennis or something? Or
I think we during the time that the games were here, I think we pretty much did every game that they offered, and I won 2 of them.
Do you remember which 2?
I do. Okay. I won mini golf and croquet.
They not have pickleball?
Oh no, they did, and we played pickleball.
Okay,
and I was not good at it.
Okay,
I was not Dennis Carter. I should have had Dennis Carter teach me before we went up there.
Now, another thing I know you've done athletically is the Hillcats have had the home run derby. Have you done that once or twice, maybe?
I was suckered into doing that. Yes.
Okay. How'd you do?
I did not win.
Okay. Not surprised.
However, would you like to hear? Do you want to hear a George Flickinger story with the media home run derby?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So, George played. I think he played I know he played high school baseball. He may have played college baseball. I don't know.
George is a very good softball player because John Meadows has been on here and said George and Dennis are both very good softball players.
Let me tell you something. You put a bat in George's hand, he turns into an entirely different person. It is literally Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
And George is one of the nicest people you will ever meet.
Yes. But, man, you put a bat in that man's hand, he turns into an entirely different person. He turns into the most competitive person when it comes to hitting a baseball or softball in this case. One time we were training, and I use the term loosely, for the media home run derby. And it was me and Chris Hoffman, former reporter here. And we went over to putt-putt in the batting cages, and George came over there with us. And George was coaching me from the behind the
screen behind the cage, yeah.
And I mean, just not yelling, but being very almost like a strength coach.
Okay,
I
was thinking like an old school football coach.
Yeah, he letting you know you're there.
Might have yelled more than Chris Watts.
Yeah. And I'm like, who are you?
Right.
Who are you and what have you done with Georgia? And then, so the balls stopped coming out. I did not do well in my practice. And I come out, and now this is the same guy that's been yelling at me. Like, tips like, no, Will, lower, swing harder. What are you doing? You're swinging too early. Things like that. And I come out of the cage, and George looks me right in the eye, and without missing a beat, says that, well, that was really good, sir.
And,
And I thought to myself, who are you?
Well, real quick, too, I think the easiest thing for somebody to do that is, quote unquote, not an athlete is, anybody can shoot a basketball. Might not go in, but anybody can shoot one.
Yeah.
If you're in a cage and you're trying to hit just a 75 mile per hour ball, and you don't do it all the time, it's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
At all.
Now, George, however, George is very good at baseball, very good at softball, and if the Howlers, which they're called now, if they have the media home run derby this year, I know one person that would like to sign up. His name is George Flickinger.
So if you had to put together an ABC 13 Mount Rushmore of athletes since you've been working there, and you cannot put yourself on there.
Well, I wouldn't put myself on there.
I know. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put myself on the third string.
Are Flickinger and Kelsey up there?
Oh, they're definitely up there. Yeah.
We got 2 more spots. Now, you've been there for 10, 15 years.
Spencer Tillis. He was out there for a long time,
right.
But he was very athletic.
Sports director after Dennis.
He was very athletic.
Yep. Dead air. We hate this in audio.
Oh, I know.
Other sports people, by the way, have been Dennis Carter, Justin Feldkamp, Dave Walls.
You know what? I put Feldkamp. But Feldkamp was also very athletic, too. I put Feldkamp in there, too.
So,
and I'd like to point out, I bike a lot.
Right.
I'm a pretty good cyclist. But I'm not. I don't hold a candle to those guys, and girls.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of just other. I mean, gosh,
Claire Foley also would be up there. She was very athletic too.
Okay,
and Paige Meyer. Paige Meyer did collegiate gymnastics.
Okay,
actually, I don't think a lot of people know that.
Danner and Pat are great runners. So you've got endurance.
I mean, honestly, we got a lot of athletes. I'm not one of them, but we have a lot of people that are very athletic over there. But I feel like you also have to be athletic to be in TV because it's a very, you got to be in somewhat good shape because it's a go kind of thing.
If I had to ask you for your most awesome moment of covering or attending sports, what is it?
I love doing the ACC tournament every year. That's probably up there. I got to do this year when I started doing temporarily on the sports desk after Dave left, and I started sitting in on the sports desk more. I got to cover my first Commonwealth Cup this year. That's a top 10 item. Martinsville. Anytime you get to go to a NASCAR race, that's always fun.
The old paperclip.
Richmond offered me the opportunity to drive a car around, an actual stock car around RIR.
Wow, they've seen you drive in real life?
Yes. And they still let me behind the wheel. Honestly, since I've started filling in on the sports desk, I have gotten to do a lot of cool things.
And, one cool thing you didn't mention, and this is not filling in from the sports desk, but there's a picture out there of a young Will Stafford, a younger Bob Alvis, and Logan Thomas.
Yes. But that was back when we used to call high school football games for the radio.
Yep.
Yeah. That was because that was the job that got me through college, was calling high school football games.
I think we were at Virginia Tech.
We were.
If I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the game. It was probably
either
either Northside or Amherst.
They were so it was usually the state title games were at Liberty, but they had to move them from Liberty for a year because Liberty was doing renovations to the building.
Correct.
And so they put them down at Lane Stadium, and that was pretty cool to be there.
Probably Logan's worst moment of his life.
To have to be there with us.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
he. I'm sure he could have been doing and would have rather wanted to do literally probably anything else.
Anything in high school stick out to you from a sports memory standpoint? That
like
you
when I called high school games?
No, well, either that or when you were in high school and you went to high school. Athletic events. Did they still let you go? They didn't ban you?
for
Liberty High School?
No,
did they let you go
I-
to events?
they did.
Okay.
There's one. It was my senior year. We were in the state, I believe it was semifinals. We had to go down to Richlands.
Yep.
To play the Richlands Blue Tornadoes or Blue Tornado. And the first half we played horribly. The second half we came all the way back. We could have kicked a field goal to send it to overtime, and the kick was just a little wide right. And it was a very long ride home.
I remember that.
Yep. Were you there? Were you at that
No,
game?
but I remember hearing about it because I had interviewed Jeff Woody maybe either before or after that because Brookville had played there at some point. And Jeff Woody put us both on the map by calling Richlands an intense and hostile place. And the bulletin boards just went crazy saying that Coach Woody was a racist, blah, 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 blah. So I actually saw him a week ago and we just kind of joked about it. But I remember Liberty... 3 points. I think a field goal would have won it, or would
I
have
can't remember
sent
if it would have tied, if it would have sent it to overtime, or if it would have continued the game.
right.
And it was just a little bit wild.
And Liberty's got some great people back from when you were there and when I was